7 seasons with Ferrari, and in 2026, Charles Leclerc will enter the most crucial phase of his Formula One career. With brand new regulations coming into play, there is a glimpse of hope for Ferrari. A golden opportunity. A complete reset. The chance to restore the glory of the Maranello squad. The 2025 season, however, was a disaster that Ferrari would rather forget. Beaten by Red Bull and Mercedes, finishing 4th in the constructors' standings. And painfully, without a single race victory. Even more ironic, Ferrari's last race winner was a driver they let go to Williams, who ended up enjoying a better season than his own replacement. Heading into 2025 with optimism, reality hit hard. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton were trapped in a cycle of constant frustration, race after race. As the season reached its final stages, watching Hamilton unravel mentally was heartbreaking. A 7-time world champion, forced to survive in a team unable to provide a competitive car. 4 consecutive Q1 eliminations to end the season. Hamilton openly admitted he no longer wanted to place any expectations on Ferrari for 2026. Instead, he chose to spend the winter break healing, far away from the chaos of Formula One. And honestly, it's understandable. Ferrari is a mental test like no other. Even Sebastian Vettel once left this team bald. But if there is one driver built to survive Ferrari, it is Charles Leclerc. Leclerc and Ferrari are no longer just driver and team. In modern Formula One, they have become an identity. Leclerc represents loyalty. Ferrari was his dream team since childhood. And his one true obsession has always been the same: becoming a world champion with Ferrari. Now entering his 7th season with the team, a true Ferrari Academy product. Regarded as one of the greatest talents of his generation, alongside Max Verstappen, Leclerc still has no world title. The irony? Lando Norris, who debuted a year after Leclerc, once said they would win championships together, yet it was Lando who reached the top first. Leclerc had a competitive car early in his career, at the biggest team in Formula One, while Lando had to rebuild McLaren from the midfield, turning them into genuine title contenders. 7 seasons at Ferrari, and Charles Leclerc's career has barely gone anywhere. But this is not the driver's fault. Season after season, Leclerc has shown phenomenal talent. Whenever he gets momentum and a competitive car, he proves that he is a top-tier Formula One driver. We saw it at the start of 2022. We saw it again with his victories at Monza and Austin last season. Those races showed exactly what Leclerc is capable of with Ferrari. But in Formula One, skill alone is never enough. As the years go by, the importance of the team and the car only grows. It doesn't matter how special Leclerc's talent is, if Ferrari cannot build a car that allows him to maximize it on track. And that has been the story of Leclerc's 7 years at Ferrari. His dream of becoming a world champion has been held back by the very team he loves, a team that has struggled to deliver a truly competitive car. The year 2026 will be a defining moment for both Leclerc and Ferrari. With brand new regulations coming in, this reset will determine how competitive a team can be for the next 4 to 5 years. Contract-wise, Leclerc is tied to Ferrari until at least 2029. But starting in 2026, an exit clause becomes active, allowing him to leave early and move to another team for 2027. If Ferrari fail to produce a strong car and offer no clear long-term future, Leclerc could activate that clause and walk away from Maranello at the end of 2026. The Monaco-born driver has admitted it himself. 2026 is a crucial year. His message to Ferrari is clear: build a championship-winning car now, or the opportunity may never come again. According to rumors from recent months, Leclerc's management has already opened early talks with several teams. One of them is Aston Martin. Reports suggest Aston Martin are ready to prioritize Leclerc if he decides to activate his exit clause after 2026. Of course, everything depends on how competitive Aston Martin will be under the new regulations. But beyond contracts and rumors, Leclerc's pressure in 2026 could be Ferrari's biggest opportunity, a chance to rebuild everything and finally bring the championship back home. Starting a new regulation cycle with a competitive car and maintaining consistent development is the key to staying at the top for 4 or 5 years, especially when the 2026 changes are massive, from power units to aerodynamics. Mercedes in 2014 was the perfect example of how to execute a new hybrid era correctly, a move that led to 8 years of total domination in Formula One. Red Bull is another example. Their mastery of the ground effect regulations delivered 4 world championships and kept them consistently at the top. Ferrari, in fact, started the ground effect era very strongly. We all remember Charles Leclerc in Bahrain, followed by a Grand Slam victory at the Australian Grand Prix. But in the end, there were two main reasons why Ferrari failed to capitalize on this regulation cycle. The first was the technical directive on floor flexibility. That change immediately hurt Ferrari's performance and completely disrupted their development path. The second reason is Ferrari's long-standing problem: limited operational capacity and an outdated system. Ferrari have often been criticized for not listening to their drivers. This issue is not new. It is a chronic internal problem, rooted in heavy bureaucracy and constant management interference. Team principles come and go, but the core problem remains the same. It's no surprise that Tifosi are growing tired of Ferrari's repeated strange decisions over the years. This season, controversy grew even louder after comments from Ferrari president John Elkann, who appeared to place blame on the drivers for the team's poor performance. There were also rumors of internal discomfort over criticism coming from both Leclerc and Hamilton. All of this paints a clear picture of how dysfunctional Ferrari's culture has become, and why real change must start from the very top. Now, looking ahead to the 2026 car, the key question for Charles Leclerc is simple. How capable is Ferrari under the new regulations? Aerodynamically, Ferrari do have a small advantage. Finishing fourth in the constructors' standings gives them around 15% more testing time. So far, there have been no negative reports regarding the 2026 project. Ferrari have been fully focused on it since mid-July. The chassis has already passed FIA crash tests, and Ferrari are expected to take part in the first preseason test in Spain at the end of January, without any major issues. However, how strong their power unit will be remains a mystery until the Australian Grand Prix. For now, expectations should remain low. Early season competitiveness is important as a foundation, but the real question is whether Ferrari can keep up with the pace of development throughout the season. As we've seen before, Ferrari failed in the ground effect era, largely because they couldn't match the aggressive development speed of their rivals. And in 2026, development is expected to be even more intense, especially in aerodynamics, particularly during the first year of the new regulation cycle. He has said that rounds 6 or 7 of the 2026 season will be the moment he evaluates Ferrari's future for the next 4 years. So for Ferrari, this is not just about building a car that is immediately fast or capable of winning. At the start of the new regulation era, what truly matters is whether Ferrari can survive and develop competitively in the long term. This will be the key factor in deciding Charles Leclerc's future at Maranello. If the 2026 Ferrari does not win straight away, but the development direction is clear, the concept is not flawed, and the progress is positive and consistent, Leclerc may choose to stay. But once again, that level of effort should be the bare minimum for Ferrari if they want to keep him. The story changes completely. If Aston Martin deliver a stronger impression in 2026, especially with Adrian Newey leading their project, in the end, no matter how deep Leclerc's love for Ferrari is, it means nothing if Ferrari do not truly fight for him. And sometimes, leaving becomes the final option for the sake of one's own sanity and future. Because sometimes, letting go is the last form of love when it is never returned. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Formula One content.